So what is Afintry? Well, structurally, let's start there. Consists of internal and externals to the process of project management. So the value proposition for Afintry is project management service called Total Project Management. So that's the value proposition. To get there, the value proposition is this sort of box here. Right, so that's the value proposition box there. So it's a project management. Now that's delivered from internal and external resources, right? But internally controlled to kick it off with Afintry. And then the value proposition consists of the creation of products, value propositions that are delivered to the customer segment via varying channels. But before we get into that, let's look at these activities. So there's key activities that go into creating the key resources, which is what gets delivered to the customer segment via the channel. And for that, we may well have key activities required that may involve key partners, right? So key partner, that's an S at the right there. So the key partners will perform key activities required to produce the key deliverable, and that we call a value proposition. Our value proposition deliverable, our deliverable, is a project manage solution that uses both internal and external resources to do key project management activities required to deliver our value proposition. Right, so that's it in a nutshell. So the next slide really was about what's our product, right? So that's this one here. So basically, what's our product? So our product would be a total outsourced total project management consulting service. Now we offer whole or partial project managed, but you get to pick which parts you want to do and which you outsource to us. And who are our customers? Our customers, to start with, in this focus group, will be customers requiring compliance with Prince 2 and Agile Scrum, so projects that comply with that. This has multi-industry applicability. However, we do have specialisms: finance, telecommunications. We leverage infrastructure, and we also provide infrastructure projects to clients, and we also service startup clients, but not limited to that. So here then concludes this overview of Afintry's structure. This forms part of a broader business model canvas, which we won't go into now because we can just have a cup of coffee. But the example that we set there would be, we'd go into that in a little bit more detail about afintry.com. And then what we would do, if you wanted to go ahead with it, is we would have the customer have their own business model canvas. So it's a $10 bootcamp. Online's available, there's podcasts available. We'd get you to promote our technology, and we'd also do remote tech support. And all of this is part of also an existing work stream called Piece of Cake IT. So we reuse a lot of stuff. People don't get that. They're going, oh, hang on. If I'm speaking about Piece of Cake IT, they don't realise that it's the same infrastructure that's used, the same telephone answering service, support, software. Everything's pretty much the same across all these ideas. And what it means is that we've got this approach. We can just pump out value propositions, validate them, okay, with a minimum viable product, get a very good market fit between the product and the market, and go from there with incremental releases of the additional incremental increases in functionality per Agile Scrum. So if that made sense, you might want to be thinking about our business model bootcamp, because there's the client view and we harmonise the varying views. The client view isn't always the same as the other perspectives, so that's what it does. Gets everyone on the one page. We look at tools, method and practice, and we use Afintry as a worked example. So the value proposition for us is a total project managed solution that encompasses the single point of contact, which we call le concierge or just the concierge. So again, we've leveraged call center infrastructure in terms of those three things of tools, methods and practice. So not only applies to project management, but applies to business as usual call center operation infrastructure. So that's a white package solution that we brand in our own Afintry label, and it involves preferred suppliers or key partners that produce resources by conducting specialist activities. So production or writing, or if they're lawyers or songwriters or whatever. So that's the it in a nutshell. That is the Prince 2 overview. That is how we operate. There are some themes and stuff there that should be like reuse and stuff that you just see them in practice. You know, they're not. You know, they're the result of having read some social bloody environment fucking bullshit, social entrepreneurial Bible, and yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I've read, the theme of, or the spirit of what I've read comes out in the practice somehow. So rather than get too explicit about it, this little tangent here down the bottom, that is a project brief for development of an audio to text app. So it takes as an input either an MP4, would be great, remasters the MP4, gets rid of the background noise, and then tries to convert the MP4 file into a text like the software's supposed to do, right? Only it can also take the file, so the accurate files, the text files here, and somehow when the input is being recorded on the MP4, that text file, metrics are kept as to mapping the word to the audio minute in the audio, the position in the audio. So when I say the word preferred, that appears in the audio file, we know what position that is on the MP4 track, because if that's recorded in error, so it doesn't do a good conversion, when that correction comes through, those metrics are kept, and that's how the software evolves, that's how it learns. So when it sees a file and plucks out the word, so the software is evolving. Nothing new for that type of software, but I think that by converting, well, through whatever method, the accurate text with the inaccurate text, so the machine, when it next hears that same word, is going to go, oh yeah, last time I thought it was this, but it was in fact that. I will use the corrected version unless otherwise stated. So that's a feedback loop, test-driven design in software development. Okay, which was a tangent. So if I put you to sleep, wake up, have a cup of coffee.